これを重ねたらほら What a wonderful world How have you been boys 調子はどうだい悩むことは大事だけど根詰めすぎず行こう Don't worry
What's up everyone? This is Yona and welcome to Yona Kuromatoki the podcast for It's our anniversary once again and of course I know you guys are so excited to talk about something important. But before that, yes, and this month, October, meaning to say that it's our 4th anniversary! Our 4th anniversary! Woo! Oh yes, yes, we are celebrating 4 years of the Yona Kuromatoki podcast, and of course, I'm very happy to say that we have come this far, and I'm so happy to know that we reached 4 years now. I'm so happy! Yay! Woo! So again, I say that before, and I say it again. Last episode, and I say it again. That I just wanna say that thank you very much for supporting YKP for the past 4 years, and to all the guests out there. So everything it started. Thank you very much for the time that we all. Receive, and I'm very happy to know that open to kami. We are open to come back. You can come back at any time in our amazing podcast. And yeah, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts about. And I'm sure you guys are so amazing. Yeah. So. Yeah. Thank you very much, and as well as to the people who are supporting me and the podcast. Thank you very much, and to the organizers who are very generous to include the Yona Kuromatoki podcast live panels for 3 years, almost 3 years now. So thank you very much for including me in your programs, and we hope that we can share this in the future. We can do it in the upcoming panel. Probably by either November or December. We will find out. So, we still have the holiday edition, and we cannot let this end. I rather do our holiday edition. Please watch out for our dear So I'm very happy to know that YKP is already 4 years old, and I'm so happy to know about this, and we can expect some more moments together. Of course, should I announce of what the new season of YKP is gonna title? So right now, yes, no, hindi natin patatagalin ito kasi we've been waiting for so long. Why are we waiting for so long, yarn? No, seriously, I've been thinking about it all the time. I was thinking tuloy na itutuloy ko pa yung YKIP or something, but really trying to know because of the success of 4F so far that we decided we had to renew it for another season next year. You know, and yes, White Keepers, I'm happy to announce that we're gonna have a fifth season next year. This is not a scam, huh? And not a fake news. And what will be the title for the fifth anniversary season? Okay, so the title for the fifth anniversary season of YKP will be Let's La A Go! Yan. That will be the title for season 5 YKP. And it's just the usual and just like same format as all the 4 seasons. And a little bit, of course, there's some mainly pop culture and of course the other box topics, particularly the upcoming election season, the Philippine midterm elections, as well as the Eurovision Song Contest 2025, which will be held in Basel, Switzerland. Yeah, and of course we gotta bring back Doctor Who because next year is also the 20 years of the Mars series as well. Of course, and speaking of anniversaries, we're gonna doing 10 years of the Hibiki for anime series as well as the Barber franchise and all the stuff here. Ang dami talagang ganap next year, promise. Mukhang niluluto ko talaga as well. So yun, and of course, we have the new season, and we have to reveal the new logo of Let's La A Go. Bakit? Why go? Because go means 5 in Japanese. So, and then some a little inspiration from Band Dream. It's my go. Kaya we're gonna incorporate in our podcast and it's some nice another pop culture reference, much like Preacher. So from Preacher, we're going to Band Dream. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. One of my favorite franchises ever. Yeah. So I really, really hope we're gonna talk about Band Dream. Hopefully in the next in Let's La Ego season. Yeah. And of course we go. Oh, of course, not only that, the logo for the fifth anniversary of YKP is already revealed, and which is the same logo. The logo of which we're going to be using will also use for the Let's La Ego season. Yeah. So this is the fifth anniversary logo. And please look forward to, of course, we're very excited very excited for, yeah, there are lots of stuff to grill yet. So please let's keep it touching our socials, and as well as for other updates. Yeah. So so speaking of celebrations, also we're still contained. Of course, but for now we're gonna still contain the Yona Kuromatoki plot for 10th anniversary fiesta, as well as my 15th cosplay anniversary. Yeah, so this one is also, of course, October is also my anniversary month for 15 years. And who could have come this far, no? In this milestone. And I'm pretty happy to know that I'm still kicking. Yeah. So despite all the challenges and all the not very bad circumstances that we face right now, and I'm very happy to know that I've been reaching this far. So again, I just want to say thank you very much for supporting me all throughout those 15 years. And of course, I'm gonna clone those fake hiatuses. I get 2 hiatuses. One is because he has, as we, yeah, because I got focused on my college years, the first years of college, my early college years, and secondly, the COVID-19 pandemic. Yeah, so I got hiatus for twice now. But this year, it's gonna be very challenging, very colorful yung ating 10th anniversary fiesta na. But because unlike yung 5th anniversary nga, medyo gloomy, very gloomy and mala Holy Week yung ating 5th anniversary, very solemn, where we tried our best to, uh, to celebrate naman eh. Yung 10th anniversary naman ng YKP is very colorful, very festive, very energetic, and what we had to say so far, it's really good. I really, despite all the challenges, okay, very colorful din, very colorful, very festive, very fiesta-esque yung ating 10th anniversary. So we gotta have, ano ba to? Today's in October, so we have 2 months. 2 months more to go. So we have 2 months to go, and I think, well, we haven't spent much time for our. Let's make the most of time for our year long fiesta, and because next year na it's the turn of YKIP for its own anniversary naman, and well, it's very much to say that it's very colorful, and I'm very happy to be gone this far. Yeah. So again, thank you very much for supporting YKP as well as the Yona Kuromatoki platform and yours truly. I'm so touched. Alright, so speaking of which, alright, so as I said in our, yung ating anime, at the end of our, as I said in our vlog regarding Anime Comic Fan Expo and OcToyBer Fest 2024, that for the first time in the history of YKP that we don't have the usual traditional mid-season cheer episode, but instead we got we have the new tradition of because traditions are meant to be broken. So instead we're gonna have yung a preacher helper episode instead. It's kind of so right now, I know you guys are so excited to talk about them, right? So right now, this episode is nothing but to appreciate the current Preacher Helper and my new best boy in the Preacher series right now. You know who it is, right? Woo! My new best boy in the Preacher series, which is Satoru Toyama! And of course, they're very amazing. Daifuku Toyama. Yeah, Okay, before we get moving on to our next guest, I know we get some. Alam nyo guys, hindi mo get over on episode 36 of Wonderful Creature, ha? Hindi ako get over talaga for the afterwards. Well, hindi ako makatulog. Charot. Charina. Ayun na. So, hindi tayo get over from the fact that him and Iroha Irokai or Cure Friendy are already officially canon. Yun! SatoIro is canon, guys. Alam niyo na yun, guys. So yeah, from the moment that we saw him for the first time, I was really pretty have much expectations because during our year opener video, I was kind of sorry, sorry, that I was kind of I was kind of expecting that he might gonna go something like like either Seiji Sagara or Black Pepper or Taka Mishida, but really he's so different. He's so sets apart from Seiji and Black Pep because unlike those two, as we all know that they can kick ass. They're both kicking ass. Yeah, Satoru isn't. Nah, Satoru is not fighting physically, no. He only fights with his intelligence, his animal knowledge. And this is something that has never done. No, this is something that has never, ever done before in the Precure series. Never in the Precure series that a Precure helper, using his natural talent to help the cures and to uh, rescue creatures that are very possessed. And the case in this case are the earth animals and as well as the Nico animals. And I like that because this is something, it's so phenomenal and very unique. And I thought that it was so nice, it was so cool. And we see Daifuku, even though that he's technically the recurring helper. He did, most of the time he's gonna say it, helping, most of the time that he says it's everything about, he says it the dog or even for afar, as I said in our wonderful creature first impressions episode, and as well as young being his backstory, that it was so sad. It was so sad. Daifuku's backstory is so sad, and we actually learned the fact that he got bitten by a snake. Fortunately, it wasn't very that serious. That day that when he met Iroha for the first time, and as well as you atin I was kind of expecting something much from him, and I did. Personally, that Satoru-kun has exceeded my expectations, and I think as a helper, he did a lot. He's a wonderful, pun unintended, asset to the wonderful creatures. So, it's again, he's so different when it comes to. He's so different from, again, Seiji. He's so different from Black Pep, or maybe he's also different from Yui Nanase. Of course, I know that Yui is still the my top favorite Precure helper, but Satoru-kun, well, my God, maybe he is about to oh my God, looks like sometime he's gonna he's gonna dethrone anyway. But to me, wow, he's such a huge again, he's such a huge, a very nice asset to uh the group, the team, the wonderful team. And I like that even after, he's very empathetic and he may be an intelligent guy, but he is also empathetic towards his fellas, his care friends, particularly Mayu Yashiki or Cure Lillian, that he doesn't know what the hell happened, in between Mayu and Yuma Chiren. So yeah, that's what happened to the reason why she got too much concentration, because it got a misunderstanding, and that in turn, when Yuma came to Animal Town and to check her her pet, chinchilla, a chinchilla, right? So what the hell happened? They already reconcile, and from seeing Yuki's aloof, aloof style, and to the reconciliation they have got. Oh my, they they're the learning about Yuki being a cure to slowly uh, eliminating her aloofness and became integrated into the team, which is very very cool. And for the from the earlier episodes, that when Komagi and Iroha had a fight, a very not so good fight, that because as we all know, that Freddy got that summoning the cute animals for the first time, and wonderful isn't. Um, Very interesting. See, it was Satoru-kun, and to extend Daifuku, lend a hand to help Komagi reconcile with Iroha, and I like that. And from, of course, the summer episode, it was really good. It was a sweet moment between both Iroha and Satoru-kun, and as well as the summer episode was so cool. It's kind of a huge sweet moment, and of course, when Satoru-kun was, of course, you got the Tsushinoka episode, and when of course the chairs are fine, the Tsushinoka Garu, and of course he doesn't want, Satoru-kun doesn't sit back, just wait. He's using parang tamang dinidiskarte lang siya. So, he's just using the resources he has just to help his cure friends. And what he did was so amazing. He just digging, literally digging. No, not digging the rabbit hole. No, 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 no. Iba na yun, guys. Dig, no, not the rabbit hole, but the digging the hole just to save them from being almost petrified. So yeah, half petrified. So, and he did just that. And um, when of course when Zakuro, sorry, of course when Zakuro and Torame came out for the first time, it was Satoru as well. Also, Satoru-kun also wanted to help Komagi and the others, and he was about to. Unfortunately, he was quite nervous to get harmed or something. But fortunately, he wasn't. He doesn't harmed, and he was, he was not good enough to help them. But Iroha said that that no, that is not true, because again, Satoru is the one who really helped them. He the one who the team, becoming an asset. He may not be a cure, no, actually, as we all know that. But yeah, again, that he's the one who uh to strategize everything, to to assess and to help rescuing, of course, the cure, of course, the kitty animals, the eco animals, and later on the animals here on Earth. No, so it was a huge again he's really a nice and huge asset to the the wonderful team, and I like that. And when we saw his auxiliary cure for the first time, it was a huge shocker, very surprising, and very so surprising indeed. And same goes with Daifuku. And then what's gonna happen? If maybe I was thinking that we can expect that their form's gonna reach into the show proper. Well, we're gonna go into manifest because we need it. Well, at least maybe before the finale battle arc against either Gaosama or the real master of this goddamn Garu Garu slash Gagon mess, no? But nevertheless, I'm very excited to see them, no, in their auxiliary cure forms. And we can say you're going beyond the free cure now. No? Oh, goodness gracious, I like that. And yeah. So we're gonna know more talking about because our guest is about to enter our podium, and we can finally, after an episode not having a guest, finally, but still, we gotta finally have a guest, another new guest rather. So sorry, yeah. So please look forward, and this one is about to enter a podium. So let's get it on, guys. Let's get it on, guys. And okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and queer people, let's welcome to Yona Kuromatoki's interactive podcast, Lucario. Woo! Welcome to Yona Kuromatoki's interactive podcast, Lucario. How are you doing?
I'm doing very awesome. How are you doing today?
Yeah, it's so good too. Oh my god, I just cannot get over on last week's wonderful preacher. I almost not concentrating on work because of it, but it be I would say it became a huge motivation to me to work smart and hard.
Yeah, that's true. I really agree as well.
So, by the way, before we get moving on to our appreciation on Satoru-kun and Daifuku, so Lucario, how did you get into preacher?
Ooh, that's a very good question. For me, I pretty much discovered the series thanks to this one YouTuber who's named Tyranno, and he had this series called Watching All the Precure, and I watched
Yeah.
his videos, and then I was like, wow, this seems like a cool series.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. So what else? Can you tell us more?
Of course, yeah. So basically, I was around age 13, and I just kind of started to look into anime in a more serious way. When I was a kid, of course, I watched like Pokemon and Dragon Ball on the TV, but I didn't know much about anime as a whole. So when I was 13, I learned about it from YouTube. And Tyranno was one of the YouTubers I watched who like presented Preacher as this cool series where it's a magical girl show and there's like action scenes in it. And I thought that sounded awesome. So I ended up watching Futariwa Precure first, and I didn't end up getting to Maxon until years later, but I watched the original. And then after that, I pretty much just like jumped around. This would have been like 2016, so it was really hard to like find the shows anywhere because it was like early days of fan subbing online. I think the next one I watched was Smile Precure, and then eventually I got around to the one that everyone loves, Heart Catch.
Yeah. So what was the first season that you watched in a regular basis, of course? As in, you're watching.
That I watched on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like when it was new, like as it was airing?
I mean, yes, it was it as it's aired, of course.
Yeah, absolutely, I can answer that. I think for me, that's difficult to say. It would probably be either Hero Guard Sky or the one before Hero Guard, which I would have to. That would have been Delicious Party. I was watching Delicious Party as it aired on Crunchyroll.
I see. So, can you tell me who are your favorite preachers from main preachers rather each season?
That's a very good question. Well, I guess if we're going to go each season, starting with Futariwa, probably Nagisa, because I really, really
Oh
like
yes,
her
the original preacher leader. Yeah, I love
I
Nagisa
love
so
that she's
much.
like she gives me vibes of like the downtrodden, like underdog protagonist. But like the show kind of makes jokes at her expense, like that sometimes, and it like really makes her an appealing character and makes me like feel for her a lot. I love watching that show. And then I'd say I guess Max part there wouldn't be many
biggest limits. I love it. We just again her presence was so likely because she is really the life of the Queen of Light, and we all know that what the hell happened to her, and her connection to the Dark King. Well, it's very complicated to know it, but fortunately, well, Dark King is defeated once more, and yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think for Splash Star, probably I would have to say I like Pure Bloom a lot because I gravitated towards redheads.
They say you could say that the leaders are my primary favorites in the show, and they're totally related. Mostly related me a lot.
It's true. I liked her a lot as well because I remember that in Splash Star with Cure Bloom, that was like the first time they were kind of pushing a romance like angle a little bit. I mean, they had that with Nagisa as well, but it was always kind of like a background thing. I specifically remember though, like in Splash Star with Cure Bloom, she had like that crush, and like it was kind of a bit of a plot point in the series. And I remember I really liked that. I like romance stuff in anime where it's like a little side plot.
I see what you did there.
And I think if we're moving on to Yes 5 now, I've been quoted as saying this is like my favorite creature season of all time. So really, I could say any character from that show is my favorite ever. But I have to give it to Pure Green because she's such a like iconic, fun protagonist. I call her like the Goku of Magical Girl. It's just so like fun to watch and really great.
Well, because Dream was the one who initiated the concept of having the Sailor Moon slash Super Sentai is kind of a creature team that we have now, and of course she is also one of the iconic characters, or even one of the iconic leaders from the show. Was really the first steps of expanding the franchise as a whole. And I was so glad to see her in Otona when she became a teacher, in a sense that she is a teacher who protects dreams, even though, well, as we all know, that she is not a hero. Basically, she's basically and obviously a hero in a sense.
I definitely agree with you there. I did like the direction as well that she ended up becoming a school teacher at Otona because at the end of the original Yes 5, they had that whole line where she's like, I'm going to become a teacher, and that's like what makes her so happy at the end of the show. So it felt like a perfect conclusion for her character, and I definitely love that you don't see many magical girl shows where you actually get to see them as adults and like what their adult life is like. So it was really special to see that in Otona.
Yeah. So what about in Fresh? Who is your favorite Fresh cure? I'm very curious. I'm very curious.
Oh yeah, that's a great question. I would absolutely have to say that Cure Pine was my favorite Fresh Cure. I love
Ooh.
that she's like a big animal fan. She's always taking care of animals. That is an instant way to make me love a character. And she just was such a fun cure. I love Cure Pine.
Yeah. And by the way, she's the only Christian hero in the show. Well,
That's
obviously.
true.
Well, kind of very fun fact though. So yeah. What else? Let's move on to Hardcatch. What's your favorite?
My favorite from Hardcat. I would definitely have to say I like Sunny a lot in Hardcat. Yeah.
Oh, why Itsuki?
Oh, sorry. I just got Sunny confused with Smile. I'm so sorry.
You gotta be confused.
Yeah.
Uh, who's really? By the way.
Yeah, I will admit I watched Hardcat once when I was a kid, and I have not gone back to it for like since then. That's the one that I haven't like rewatched. But yeah, I like Itsuki. He is my favorite of the characters.
Yeah, Itsuki. She was so cool.
Sunshine. That's what the
Yeah. You get the two confused anyway. But seriously, Itsuki was so cool, not gonna lie. And the way she wanted to handle the responsibilities for her sickly big bro was a huge burden, but it became a strong point to become stronger, to become courageable, and I like that.
Absolutely agree. I really like her as well, and I feel like a lot of people have probably said it in podcasts before, but her whole exploration of her gender and like how she identifies is a very relatable and like sweet story. I'm glad the creature did something like that.
Yeah. Oh, so who's your favorite sweet creature?
Oh my god, that's a difficult one because they're all so good. I really love the sweet tears. They're all so fun. Um, Probably gonna go with Ellen. I like Ellen a lot.
Yeah, I too love Big too. I also love the sweet tears as well. But yet, I think Ellen Ellen's backstory was mix of sad and happy. But the time when she became a cure, that was the time when she began to reconciliate Hami in a sense.
I loved her whole story with Tommy and with like the fact that she became a preacher to like protect Tommy. That was like such a hype moment. I love that.
Mm. And she began to get on with he became the others, and I like that. And not knowing when she doesn't learn that Ako is a princess, like what? She was like, "No, what?" Right?
Yeah.
So what about in who among the smile cues is your favorite?
Good one. I definitely I would be tempted to say Beauty herself, but I think I'm gonna actually go with Peach this time. I really liked her Peach. She was cool.
Yeah, there because Yayoi is basically the creature that all we can relate it to because she loves
Otaku.
heroes, obviously, and she of course she's still she's a very manga artist. As we know that in the spy novel, she's already a manga artist and mangaka, and as well as I can relate to her because her dad passed away, and I can relate to her because I lost my parents in different natural causes, and I can actually relate to her as well.
Wow, that's really deep. That makes it even more of a deep connection that you have with that character. Thank you for sharing that with me.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's very hard to have lost a parent, but it doesn't mean that they gotta move it on. I said I began to cope on some things, and I'm very glad as to have my my brothers know, and I still have a lot of friends to lend me a hand, lend their hands to me.
About that and remembering Sharpie's story. That makes me even more bummed when
Sorry.
remembering that Glitter Force cut that whole episode out.
Mm. Okay, so who is your favorite Doki Cure, by the way? Hmm.
Ooh, that's a good question. I definitely like. This is gonna be a controversial hot take, but I've always said it. Like, I love your age. She's really cool.
I thought so too. Because it's very complicated, very unexpectedly crazy because we really thought so much about Age's existence, but we actually when later on we began to learn about her origins and stuff, and we all know that Aguri is actually the selfless uh, part of Princess Marie, and Regina is the selfish one, which is very crazy.
Yeah, it was such a remarkable plot twist. I remember when I looked into Doki Doki Preacher once because I was curious about who worked on it. It turns out the head writer for that, also worked on Cowboy Bebop and Escaflowne, a bunch of classic mecha anime in the '90s, and it totally makes sense that he was working on Preacher like age. Those shows also have like wild twists.
Mm, so true. Uh, Okay, who among the happiest church cures is your favorite?
That is
Excuse me.
one of my favorite seasons. I've been close with the Happiness Charge fans of YouTube because it's such an underrated season. I definitely with that one. I definitely am going to have to go with Amori Yuko herself.
Yeah,
I
cure honey.
freaking war. Yeah.
Yeah, Honey was very cute, very cool, and I can't say that she sings very well. And I still listen to the Happy Rice song until now, after 10 years. I know the lyrics though, and I still remembering that song. I like it. Maybe I could sing in one of these days.
Absolutely. I loved all her bonds that she had with all the Cures. She kind of felt like the mom of the group, always like watching over them. And I also loved her bond with a certain later mascot who I won't spoil who it was, but she had like a close friendship with one of the later ones who gets introduced.
Yeah, yeah, that's so true. Okay, who's your favorite Princess Cure? But of course,
I feel like for me, I'm gonna go with Pure Flora herself because yeah, she really was like the heart of that season and such a fun protagonist.
yeah, you can see about when Hot House journey to no, not being a princess, no, royal sense, but being a princess by the heart. And I think the in doing something, she was bullied over her dream was very sad. Was Which is the first instance of a leader who got bullied over something that is actually important to her.
That's very true. Yeah, she was a strong protagonist, and she definitely overcame a lot. I definitely think of like Pure Green and Pure Floor when I think of like really characters that represent what Creature is all about.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, and I'm very glad to see her again in All Stars, which is very nice. And even though it is quite short lives or something, she was still cool. She's still the cool Flora we all know and love, and I like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so among the three Maltakaikus, who's your favorite?
Yes, I hope this is an okay way to say because it technically is a movie Cure, but Cure Mofudin. I can't say anyone else. That was incredible.
It's really incredible to see Muffin becoming a cure. And when I say her,
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, go on, go
Oh,
on.
sorry, you go first.
Yeah, you
I
know
was
her.
just gonna say I don't know what else to say besides that like Mofudin is the most popular mascot in all of Creature, like for good reason. Like she sold the most merch and everything. She was such an awesome mascot.
She said it like pancakes, or should we say melon bread? She said she sells like melon bread. But on top of that, I do love her bond between mainly, of course, Mirai, and then we have Rico and Kotoha. I think she loves all the three, and I like the family like bonding of the team, which is very amazing. This is so wholesome.
Yeah, they are so much like a family. I totally agree.
Yeah. So, who is your favorite Kira Kira Cure?
That's a really complicated one because I have two answers. I'll answer the first one, and if this doesn't quite count, then that's totally understandable, and I'll pick the other one. But I was gonna say for my favorite, probably like if he counts to the Cure, then Picario for CL.
Oh yeah, the mascot twins. I love them. Why?
They're both so cool. Yeah, I was gonna say if I didn't pick CL, if he doesn't count as a Cure, then I immediately would have went for a sister because they're both just so fun. I love them as characters. They were like some of the most compelling parts of that show for me.
Yeah, dude. oh my god, they're very cool, and I think they have the backstory. The backstory was, again, was so sad. I don't know what's gonna. My brain is like, I don't know what the hell happened to them because of the jealousy that Rio had in the past, and then the it was so very complicated until when Shell returned to Japan and then met Ichika and the others, and then she saw Rio in a sense, and he sacrificed himself for Shell to push himself to the limits. And when Rio uh, woke up from the coma and reunited with Shell, it was more some sort of restart all over again. And but at the end, they reconciled and they said that their sibling bond is was better than ever, and I like that.
Absolutely, I agree.
So among the Hug the Praetors, who is your favorite?
Definitely for me, I'm gonna say Homada because she was the most like relatable to me of that cast. She was just like such a fun character, and her dedication
Sorry.
to her passions was really relatable.
Yeah, you can tell about Homer herself when she was about to stop from being a skater, but it was Hannah and the others encouraged her to going back to the sport, and the way Homer did the jump that she wants to endure. She endured in the past. She finally making it. Finally have a a flying high achievement. So which is very cool. I really like Etwell as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a very great summary of her story. I definitely agree with you on that.
So can you tell me who's your favorite star Twinkle Cure?
Absolutely, for me, that's got to be Cure Melky, one of the coolest transformation sequences I've ever seen, and just a really fun character. I like her a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh gosh, Lala Loon was all. Well, I do love Lala Loon and her relationship with Hikaru. They are very wholesome to watch, and I like the fact that even though she's technically an adult in her planet, she's still young physically, and what's really sad, the moment when Lalo was about to go back to her planet. It was so sad to see her and Hikaru saying goodbye. It was a hard goodbye to them. And actually, in All Stars F, her little bickering with Yukari was very funny.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you about how emotional and sweet her bond was with Hikaru, and I agree that she brought a lot of fun to the cast as well with her interactions.
Yeah, and began to, a lot of them began to adopt of course, Earth culture and everything about Earth, and I do like it. And even though she's an alien, I think she has the humane she has a humane uh sense in a way.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree.
Okay, can you tell me who's your favorite healing good cure?
We lose
Uh,
connection.
okay, so
We might
okay. So again,
lost.
so can you tell me who's your favorite healing good cure? I'm on the four.
Oh, you're back.
Oh yeah, so yeah, okay. So who's your favorite healing good cure?
absolutely, I can say who my favorite Cure from Healing Good is. Definitely for me, that would 100% have to be Cure Sparkle herself. I loved her bond with Nyatoren. I loved that they were like basically best buds, and she was just a really fun character. She always brought fun to the main cast.
Yeah, very. He's a she. Hinata was the comic relief of the team, and I like that. And she knows how to distract everything from outside and into the balance, which is a huge makes sense for her character. Yeah.
Absolutely, I agree.
Okay, I'm on the Tropical Rouge Cures. Who's your favorite?
My favorite of Tropical Rouge would be Cure Lemur herself. I really love the sassy mermaid, as pretty much does everyone. She was such a fun addition to that season.
Same. Oh my gosh, same. Wow. Can you imagine how a mermaid becoming a hero? I could an actual mermaid becoming a hero, and to the point that she wanted to save her kingdom with that with that new power that she was blessed. And I think her forgot her childhood past with Mayatsu was so sad that I didn't know what to do. What the hell happened to them? And we learned that is because they had actually had a childhood bond, but unfortunately, well, very the memory warping machine was very cruel.
It was definitely there was a lot of interesting twists in that season, and with Lemur, I definitely liked that she was the fun one of the group, but a really unique type of character in that way. Like I definitely feel like she's super memorable, which is why she has such a big fandom.
Yeah, so true, so true. Okay, among the delicious party cubes, who's your favorite?
Definitely for me, that's got to be the queen of ramen herself, Pure Yum Yum. She's such a fun character, and also she's really like relatable to me because I love her passion about food and about making content on the internet. As a YouTuber myself,
Sorry.
I really like appreciated that kind of character.
Oh, very true. We all because I also doing not just cosplaying, not just doing, but even in this podcast though, every month I wanted to say something, but I'm just thinking about what topics that I should should share or post it, right. But yum yum, wow, I couldn't expect this because variously, like she was one of the, again, like Hinata, she's also the comic relief this time from in the delicious party team, and I like that her being her is just was being cool, be pretty cool, and I like Ran so much. The Bluetooth device. Yeah. So among the Hiruga Sky Cures, who is your favorite?
For me, I'm gonna go with another boy Cure. I love to talk about when the series does them, and Cure Wing was an awesome boy creature. I liked him a lot.
He's a trendsetter, and oh my god, I mean his love for of course Earthless is pretty obvious to say, and because of him, we all know what aerodynamics really means and all the stuff about Earthless, but also he's a huge intelligent boy. Wow, very intelligent in a sense, and I like his courage and his bond between all with Sonachi and the others, and particularly Ageha. I like it when they're like they are like the big sister. Ageha is the big sister, and the Tsubasa was the little bro, kind of the sibling like dynamic, which is amazing, another amazing duo.
Yeah, absolutely. That was such an epic feeling season. Like I think of preacher seasons sometimes that some of them are more down to earth, but like Hero Guard was so epic and there was so much of an adventure to it. And then the fact that there was these connections between the characters, like between those two, and of course between the two main leads, was really made Hero Guard special. It was a good one.
And similar, and of course, similar to Matakai, they had the familiar bond with Sochi, Mashidon, and L. They are like, they're very, very, really reminiscent of uh, Mirai, Riko, and Hachan, which is, or Kotaha rather. So, and but this you got Tsubasa-kun and Ageha, like the siblings kind of feel. And they're like a family as well.
Absolutely, that's true. Yeah, I definitely agree.
So finally, who is your favorite of the wonderful cures?
Ooh, that's a good question. I really enjoy all the cures this season, and I think my favorite would have to be Cure Wonderful herself. She's a really fun, awesome character, very admirable, and yeah, she's really sweet. I like her a lot.
So yeah, I do love Komugi. You know, as someone whose primary favorites are the leaders, I can relate it to her, like or like in different things. But but there are some that are way different. You know, very athletic, very cool, and very very dorky, very funny, very silly, very silly dog as well. And her backstory, well, I don't know how to put any words there because I'm also a dog owner and I have a dog, so I can actually relate to her and what uh when the time came into her life. It was a huge, wonderful feeling, and we can expect more on her origins, probably after the SatoIro Day. So I'm actually looking forward to her origins, Komiki's origins before meeting Iroha, and I doing very looking forward to see it.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think dogs are a great part of our lives as well. I actually just released a animated short on my YouTube the other day called Band Dog, which was all about owning a dog and also about playing in a band. And yeah, I think it's great that Precure with this season of Wonderful did like a whole thing for us who are pet owners out there. It was a very great season. I very much enjoyed that scene.
Yeah. So by the way, do you have Preacher merch with you?
Your merch. Technically, I do have a few things, yes. Although they're a little bit like more complicated. I actually own a copy of the original Yes Preacher 5 manga because I'm a super fan of that season, and I also own I don't know how to describe it, but like you know those things that Disney puts out that are called like Tsum Tsums?
Yeah.
It makes things that are like that for Preacher as well. Like I don't know if they're literally called Tsum Tsums. I don't remember what it was called when I bought it,
The Tum
but I have like
Tum
one of those things.
plushes. I think. I think that's the figures or plushes. I think that's the what they called.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it's called, but the one that like is a little like loaf looking thing. I have that one of Pure Dream. I got it on eBay.
Yeah, that's great. And I just want to one more thing. What there are I think last two questions before I'm gonna move it on to our topic. So what is your okay so for the of course supporting characters or player characters? Who is your favorite?
The supporting cast of which show? Sorry, your audio cut out for a second.
Okay, so for the supporting characters, who is your favorite? Or including of course player help is included by the
Oh,
way.
oh, I see. Like supporting cast as a whole. Well, in that case, I would definitely have to go with Surf from Yes Preacher Five Go Go. I love the Bird Boy. He's so fun and great, and just a
Ah,
very
the
sweet
original
character.
bird
Couldn't pitch like
boy. Yeah,
Suzette.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So who else? Yeah.
Who else is my favorite side cast? Was the question?
Yeah.
Let's see. Definitely Tart from Fresh. He was a really, really like relatable character because he was so like anxious in a way that I haven't seen many Precure characters be. I mean, later on there would be some leads who would also be like socially anxious and a little bit like awkward, but I feel like Tart was one of the first times that they did something like that, and I just really related to him because I struggle to communicate sometimes too.
Yeah. Oh, very respectable indeed. I do love Tart very much, and he was so funny, very silly, but also he has a heart to help everybody, and I like that. This is something I really like from a creature mascot fairy.
Absolutely, yeah, that was a great description of him. I agree. Now I'm not sure. Did you say that you're going to be moving on to other topics? So this is where I'll take my leave from the podcast, or
We can talk. We can still talk about that topic. So we're gonna talking about, of course, Satoru-kun and Daifuku. So what? Okay, so I got a question for you. Okay, okay. Question for you. What was your first impressions about the Bunny Boys as a whole? Your first impressions.
ooh, my first impression, I mean, definitely would be like when I saw him in the trailers, like for episode one, because I remember there were like little preview clips before episode one even released to us, and it was just like scenes of him like standing by the big rock in the town, like talking to Iroha, and I immediately like thought to myself like this is going to be a really interesting side character because he has a bunny and I love bunnies, and also like he seemed like he was going to be a good supportive friend, just like what we had with Go Princess as well, when she was such a supportive friend of the group. Yeah, he seemed like he was going to be a really good like support character.
So of course, episode three came out, and this is the one when Satoru-kun was learned about the cures. So what do you think about it? What do you think? What was your impression?
Definitely relieved at the start that they weren't going to like keep the secret up. I was so thankful. Mrs. Yoshimi Narita, who writes Wonderful Precure and who also wrote Yes Five and Happiness Charge, she's really good about like letting the secret get out and like letting the things move on at a good speed. So when it was already like Sakura was knowing about the Precure on episode three, I was so happy and I was like, oh yes, the series is getting right into like the best part of it. We don't have to deal with any kind of like trying to keep a secret for like 20 episodes.
Yeah, this is something like a sort of history repeating itself with Seiji before, and now we get Satoru-kun as well. Like my mind told me that this is such a she repeated itself, but in different ways. So I was so glad that Satoru becoming a helper, so becoming a helper in a sense. And from time to time, every time I see Satoru-kun, it was so relief, which is unprecedented because usually all most of the helpers are gone by 2F or whatever, but Satoru-kun uh broke it in a way. Something like really he single-handedly broke that thing off and trying to let the guys in the production they let him to appear in every episode, which is very cool.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. It was cool.
And so okay, yeah. So we got the Satoru. So what is your first impressions this time about Daifuku?
My first impression of him, definitely, I remember from episode one, like the moment that I recognized him as a good character I was going to be interested in was when he was playing with Mugi. And we got to see, like, that they kind of have, like, a long bond because of the fact that Iroha and Satoru have also been friends for a while. So they naturally let their pets hang out with each other. I'd never seen in, like, any anime before, like, a dog and a bunny interacting. So it was a very, like, interesting scene to see. And yeah, that was pretty much my first impression with him. It seems like a cute bunny.
Yeah, yeah. So, to you, uh, why is Satoru-kun so popular? I mean, in another sense, it is popular. What makes Satoru-kun different from, let's just say, from Seiji, from Yuri, and even Black Pit? What sets apart from the three of them?
Well, I think part of the reason why he caught on so much with the community, um, at first I definitely did notice that there was a bit of hesitation about like having a major male character in Creature because I've been making videos when the episodes were coming out for Wonderful, and I noticed that like some people were like, oh, is this going to be a show that's run by boys? But I think with characters like Cure Pepper, I mean, sorry, Black Pepper, and with Satoru, they prove that like they can have boy characters in this show, but it's not gonna like completely take over the magical girl element. And I feel like with Satoru, they really perfected that because by having him be this meaningful support character who really helps them and like supports them in scenes, but not having him be a preacher, it really felt like he was a meaningful male character and he wasn't too much in our faces as like a this show's about boys now. I am really excited to see. I hope that this isn't a bad spoiler to mention, but like I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with him in the movie. I'll just say that I won't spoil it. I'm looking forward to see that because that'll be giving him even more of an important role to play. But as it goes for the show, I really feel like he was given a chance to shine, and it was very like good. I like that.
Yeah, this is some sort of huge balance, a wonderful, yeah, fun and intended balance between the cures and the helpers, which is very amazing. As I said in our opening spell, because unlike Seiji and Black Pep, he cannot, Satoru-kun cannot fight physically, but he uses his animal knowledge to rescue, of course, the Kiri animals, the Nika animals, and later on the animals here on Earth, and to assist the cures with that knowledge. And I like that. I mean, this is something that has never done before in Preacher. A Preacher helper who uses their natural talent to help the cures. It's a huge mind blowing moment, but it's also an amazing thing.
Yeah, that's true. That really makes him unique that way. I agree with what you said there.
Yeah, and seeing Daifuku being talked in the movie, which is, and we're not gonna spoil, but we can. I'm very looking forward to see Daifuku talk, and both we.
Oh, same. Yeah. I can't wait for that movie. There's going to be so many things that I'm looking forward to seeing in it for sure.
Yeah, very surprising though, and a huge surprising to the fact. And so okay, so what do you think about uh Satoru's relationship with Iroha, and what makes them special?
That's a good question. Yeah, they definitely are a really fun couple within the Preacher series. I think in terms of romance plots being explored in Preacher, there have been a lot of like couples that actually made it as far as Iroha and Satoru did. One of my favorites was Surf and Urada from Yes Preacher 5 Go Go, but like their relationship is just kind of the beginning of a crush on each other, but it's not really like they're a couple. And then there is like Seiji from Happiness Charge, which is by the same writer, Yoshimi Narita. But like with Seiji, they don't make it to the point of like actually starting to date. They just kind of like get pretty close to that. So I feel like with Iroha and Satoru, the fact that they actually like had a date together and they actually like successfully confessed, that was a big moment for Preacher. It was really cool to see.
Yeah, especially when, of course, that moment when Zakuro kidnapped Satoru-kun, in the sense that she wants to use him as a pawn or something, and then Friendy wanted to rescue him. Because obviously, as I said in the comments, that Satoru only belongs to his beloved Iroha, and Iroha herself is Satoru-kun's hero. That's what makes them that's what makes them very special.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. I definitely think that was awesome seeing that whole thing. I love the fact
Hmm.
that like Satoru was blushing as well. It was
Yeah,
so well directed and awesome.
yeah, and I like that too. And rescuing the one she loved, and
Did I lose
like,
connection again? Are you?
oh, hold on, wait. Yeah, so yeah, so what makes the reason why both Satoru-kun, Iroha and Satoru-kun are very special to me is because they have because of the uniqueness. That's number one. Number two, they really knock it on the park. Well, of course, Iroha was the one who introduced Satoru to having the um, knowledge about animals, which is the primary origins of the latter's latter's knowledge, and I really like that. And then when they met for the first time, and at the same time when Daifuku was had a bite was having a bite by a snake, and this is when it all started. It all started with Iroha and with Daifuku, and this is they're already in a full circle.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very good summary of it. I agree with you. And yeah, it was definitely a very special episode. This one, it felt like they were putting so much effort into the directing and the writing this episode. It almost felt like movie quality.
This is one of the most iconic moments I've seen in poetry, and I never thought it was like being a long time fan. I've been experiencing some sad moments and romantic moments and everything, but this was so real. Like, oh my god, this is so real, real thing, and I'm very glad that these two. I'm very glad these two really deserve a lot. This is something a nice moment I can remember forever. And you know what Friendy said that she wants to be with Satoru-kun forever, and like, oh my god, really, really good. Like, I was so joyed. I'm happy. I was so happy for you, so overflowing with joy, and she wants to be with Satoru-kun forever, just as in a romantic way, and the way Fendi wanted to express what she feels to her, to her wonderful, her lover, like in a not in a fake way, but in a real way. This is something that has something again. This is something that has never ever done before, and but also it was so amazing to see them like the real deal.
Yeah, that's true. It's pretty unique for magical girl anime as a whole to have a type of couple like this. The only other examples that like come to mind are of course like iconic couples like Usagi and Mamoru from Sailor Moon. But like yeah, for magical girl shows, you don't tend to see relationships that go this far and are this truly in love with each other. So it's pretty special to see. It's definitely a great moment.
Yeah, but also I do like Satoru Kun's relationships with the other characters. Of course, we had Komugi, and well, it was a very good, very friendly relationship between the two ever since they were kids, and the connection between them was so amazing. Well, with Mayu and Yuki, they have the same thing, even though they were met a few months ago. So, but still, they have a mutual understanding, because at the time Mayu was a shy girl and Yuki was very aloof and not getting used to hanging out with each other. But with Satoru-kun appeared, things had been changed for them, and they became, because of course Mud, with of course with the help of Satoru-kun, and then we have Komugi and Iroha together. They changed Mayu for the better, and I like that. And Yuki's aloofness has slowly began to disappear, and slowly begun to hanging out with the others besides Mayu, and I really like it so much so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, if we're talking about Satoru's bonds with other members of the cast, we can't go without mentioning Mei Mei.
Oh,
They have
very,
like
of
the
course,
most like
yeah.
romance best friend relationship. It's so cool.
Yeah, that one too. I really thought about when Meme said that he's always talking about Satoru-kun about various things, and this is something a very funny thing. They're such a nice way to say, this is something really departure from, yeah, I'm looking at blue, yeah, but also I do like
Yeah,
Maripe or Rosemary, yeah, even though they had a complicated relationship with Takun, but with Satoru-kun and Mei Mei, they're very have a very, they're both amazing and very similar at the same time. You can see how they're being besties, like three seriously besties are very both funny and very enjoyable to watch, And when Mei spilled the tea on Satoru's romantic love for Hiro, he was the one, he he accidentally did so, which is kind of make me very, shall we say, awkward, no? And at the same time, very funny in a sense. And with that, it he it really resonates Satoru-kun's confidence to say that he likes Iroha in a romantic way. And well, we could thank Mei Mei for that, because even though he was the one who spilled the tea and made Nico-sama very, very annoyed, if you don't mind me. But still, yeah, I do like Mei Mei, and I do hope that we can see more of him in the remaining episodes of the season. And well, he's such a one. He's a very nice ship, by the way. So,
absolutely. He's a wonderful sheep character. Yeah.
and of course, we cannot meant to mention as well Nico Sama, even though that they have been hanging out for a while with Satoru-kun, but I think Nico-sama is the one who can rely on Satoru-kun too, and I like that mutual relationship between them. And wanted to, she's the usually uh, asking questions about what is this, for example, in one episode, that what a Kirsta is, or me, or have it, what the hell is a, something like, and Satoru, and of course Satoru was the one who can answer all this stuff that Nico-sama didn't familiar with, and I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good point. I definitely feel like when Mei Mei spilled the beans at first, a lot of people in the fandom definitely seemed to be reacting the same way that Nico Sama did, being very annoyed with him. But I think all of us now looking back on it, especially because of how well this whole story went, pretty much the way that we always wanted it to, it's much easier to see Mei Mei in a totally favorable light now, and just kind of being like, huh. I mean, that was definitely an embarrassing moment that he caused, but it led to such a good story.
Yeah, I like that. Very, very, very kind of crazy thing lead to a very successful moment. And I like them. There, it always does, not only in Preacher, but also in different shows. Anyway, whether it's animated or live action, it's a very normal way in fictional storytelling. I like that too. And the way we'd say with Iroha, all we know that she has a nice relationship with Komugi, and then later on we have Mayu and Yuki, and then Satoru and Daifuku. They all love all five of them, and no, all five of them. But of course, Komugi, of course, if Komugi has the familiar family like love to Iroha, of course, and uh, and the farmer said that she wants to be with Iroha forever, like it's very quite likely, or I don't really know what's gonna happen to, of course, our doggo, our doggo leader. Anyway, for for Ira herself, that Satoru is the one who really likes in a romantic way, and this is something like the differences between friendship, family, and of course romantic love. There are all sorts of love.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
I could tell what's gonna happen to Ira. What more that they have it in the first date? I can't wait to see what what's gonna happen. I can't wait to see what what did they get, what these two, both Ira and Satoru, now they are already a couple. And I think even though they already have, even though they do so, I think that nothing's gonna change. Actually, there are gonna be some few adjustments, but still they're gonna do the same thing as they were not a couple yet. Like have of course Iroha is still a Cure, of course. I mean, and Satoru is still their they of course the assist the helper as well. They do the usual stuff, but with I think there gotta be some little adjustments though. And well, I'm very kind of curious what's gonna happen to between the both Daifuku and Satoru-kun. Yeah, we all know that Satoru-kun was the one who saved Daifuku from being abandoned, and I think that you can see more of him and for more of of course Daifuku in the remaining episodes, and I think that as for Satoru-kun, I can wait to see more and what surprises. I can wait to see the surprises coming for him as well. Oh my gosh, I can wait. So all in
Same
all,
here. Yeah, I'm very hyped about what's gonna come next.
yeah. So all in all, what for on a scale of um on a scale of wonderful, how wonderful is both Satoru-kun and Daifuku?
Ooh, on a scale. Definitely, if we're ranking this like up to a 10, like that's the highest, I would give Satoru and Daifuku both a 10 out of 10.
Why is it?
Why is that? I
Yeah,
would say for Satoru, he is definitely a 10 out of 10 because he is friendly to everyone on the cast, and that makes him an especially likable, sidekick. Well, not sidekick, but like supporting character on the show. Because like he not only is friendly just to Uraha herself, but he also is like good friends with all of her friends, and he's sweet to everyone. And definitely for Daifuku, he is a 10 out of 10 because he was a very important part of Satoru's life, and he, like Satoru saved in that time, and they have this like very close connection. It's basically like family, just like how Kamugi and Iroha are kind of like sisters.
yeah. There are well, of course, there are like essentially siblings. Of course, you got Komugi and Inoha are essentially sisters, and the same goes with Yuki and Mayu. Of course, Daifuku and Satoru are essentially brothers in a sense. I don't like that. They have the brotherly relationship, and he's the one. Daifuku when Satoru is in trouble, and Daifuku is the one who can count count on him, and then we by petting him, and sometimes either Komugi or maybe Yuki or Nico-sama are gonna do the translation for him. And translation for Daifuku and what what we said to Satoru-kun. And like we like to say, particularly of course, of course in for example, I think the episode when Komagi and the others almost losing hope for when because of Gao-sama and his pack are already here in Animal Town, and then it went to rampage even more with the Gao Gaos and Satoru-kun being not good enough until Daifuku thought that he should give up because he's the one he needs of course the wonderful Diaz needs Satoru-kun and his animal knowledge because he's the only one I'm so sorry only one that can assist assist and to assist and uh to create statical strategies to save the animals, which is he's the only one who can do it. There's only there's no other way. As Ito has said, there's no one but Satoru-kun. There can be only one Satoru Toyama.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And well, also and he's slowly recovering, and I like that. And I can't wait to see what's next for the two. And I'm quite nervous to say, what's gonna happen. But I think these two are gonna overcome everything. And the same goes with again with Komagi and Iroha and then Yuki and Mayu. And I'm totally believe in them because there are they're a very amazing team ever. Very unique, very unique as well. Like their predecessors, of course, the Hero Guys characters, and I totally love the dynamics between each other, which is very nice.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think something that's really special about this season that's different than what I've seen before is like this season's more about purifying the animals and not necessarily about fighting. So because of that, that takes a lot of strength to be able to be on the defensive and to be able to like handle that kind of switch up where it's not just about going on the offensive. And I feel like this team, because they have such a strong bond, they were like the perfect team for this type of story. And yeah, it shows a lot of strength from all of them to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's an all agree. And then I think, and I'm very looking forward to see the remainder of the season. Well, I'm gonna miss them so much because this season is really very special to me as a animal lover and an advocate because we all know that of course around this planet there are lots of incidents going on involving animals and most of them are either extinct or about to get extinct, and I think that we should we should preserve for the animals so we can so then for the next generation they still want to see them, and I think Wonderful Creature was is the perfect season to of course to to advocating for animals, and I like that. I like the way they handle it in a wholesome way, very advocating animals in a very wholesome way and a very interesting way.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great season for animal advocates, and I love that about it too.
Yeah. So I think we got to about to end our convo, but of course, do you want to give a huge shout out to your friends or to your fellow Preacher fans if you want to?
Oh yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for having me on here. And then, did I want to give a shout out to any of my friends? Was that the question?
Yeah.
Absolutely. In that case, I'm going to give a shout out to a good acquaintance and friend of mine named Magical Cinnamon, who has a YouTube
Ooh,
channel that also
Leo.
talks about
Hello,
culture. So,
Leo. Hello, Leo. If you're listening, I know I'm pretty sure that you want to guest here on our podcast. So I just want to say shout out to Leo, aka Magical Cinnamon, and don't forget to subscribe his YouTube channel. He's a pretty interesting creature reviewer, and I like very interesting predictions on everything creature and other anime and magical girl shows. This is pretty interesting to see. Okay, yeah, shout out to Leo. Hello, and try to say hello. Wow. And do you want to promote your socials?
yeah, I'd love to promote myself as well. Thank you for that. I have a channel that's called That One Lucario Fan, all one word, because I'm a big fan of the Pokemon Lucario. And on my channel, I pretty much make compilations and post like clip compilations from Precure. And also, I make videos about news that drops for the series. Like when there was announced of the new Precure fairies trademark, I made this video that was called New Announcement with the Precure fairies, and I talked about the news. And that basically is what I do on my channel. And then sometimes I just post original animations too. Like I made this animation called Band Dog the other day. So if you like seeing indie animation, then check out my channel for that too.
All right. Thank you very much for your time, Lucario. And of course, you are very welcome to our podcast. I'm pretty sure you got lots of interesting stuff to do. But yeah, our time is very quite cut short anyway. But thank you very much for the time that you all have, and I really appreciate your effort.
Yeah, thank you as well. It was really an honor to be on this podcast, and I feel so thankful that I was able to be on here. If you'd like on Discord, send me a link to this podcast when it's public, and I will promote it on my YouTube as well.
Yeah,
I will
sure.
tell my subscribers about it as well.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. No problem. And of course, you're already part of our history now because we're celebrating fourth anniversary already, and well, you're a part of that history now.
That's so wonderful. Thank you for that. I really appreciate being able to be a part of that history. I'm going to log off now. Thank you, everyone, for listening, and have a great day.
Thank you very much for coming and take care. And of course, that was it. That was Lucario, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that was it for our Satoru and Daifuku Toyama appreciation. And of course, yan. Ayan tuloy. Yan, ayan tuloy. Ayan, so that's the time. Charing. Hindi pa tayo tapos because already have, of course, one more thing before we're gonna say go out from the podcast. And this is not complete. Of course, the podcast isn't complete without Yona Asks. Of course, Yona Asks, of course. So we gotta have a Yona Asks for this episode, a very special episode, very special, wonderful episode for about Satoru-kun. Yeah, so our episode for Yona Asks for it is, what do you think about Satoru Toyama as a freaky helper and Daifuku Toyama in general so far? So here are your responses from, of course, Twitter or X or yeah, Twitter. I don't know. Oh my God, another off topic, but still, yeah. So, babigyan po natin. Shout out to Kuya Conrad. Shout out. Have you tried cosplay Regina or aka Joker from Doki Doki? Maybe I should read the novel first. I think just maybe I might gonna do it. Just wait for the English translation version. And I think I'm before I'm giving conclusions about it. So yeah, but still, thank you very much for the question. Next up will be, hold on, another for Twitter from Eroy. Ariel, shout out finally, Yona S. Welcome to Yona S. And he says, "Oh, Satoru-kun and Daifuku, give it the magical power to transfer into above the creature team. That would be a good thing. Since Satoru-kun is a mentor of knowledge about animals, and Daifuku is Satoru-kun, Satoru-kun's loyalty, of course. We can manifest, of course. I think, and I'm very looking forward for the movie as well. We're not giving any spoiler, but still, yeah, I'm pretty excited to see them as auxiliary cures. Well, for the first time, yeah, as auxiliary cures, yes. So next up will be double responses from Universe World. Shout out. So yeah, they said, they say, thank you for tagging me, and also I think Satoru-kun and Daifuku would be great creatures. Pyonderful creature to be exact. And of course, as long as they happy, I'm happy. But I can wait for their movie debut for as cures, auxiliary cures rather, or Pyonderful creatures. Also, if they actually transfer in the show proper, I will cry for joy. Yes, we're going to manifest that. We are going to manifest this. Yeah, come on. And from yes, from our official Instagram. Yeah, from Madam Wise, from Z. Shout out to Z. Hello, Z. Very she's also a Preacher fan who's just recently made a comeback. No, recently made a comeback. Then okay, 3 words: Satoru-kun supremacy. He's knowledgeable, especially regarding animals, helps no hidden agenda, and just loves Iroha because he does. Oh, ang sweet nila, di ba? In my honest opinion, he deserves to be a cure for all the hard work he has done, as well his heart and desire to provide support. Of course, we can manifest, but even in the last few episodes of Wonderful Namane. But of course, no matter what, being a helper, I don't care if he's a helper or an auxiliary cure. Of course, Satoru-kun is Satoru-kun, and Daifuku is Daifuku. That's all that matters. And I think they're really very much appreciated as well. And I think that they have the heart to help his cheer friends. Yeah, particularly Iro and Komagiri Ira, and then Yuki and Mayu. Yeah, they are already part of the wonderful creatures. Yeah, no, regardless, nevertheless, yeah, that's all we matter about the Bunny Bros, and I like that really so much. And um, of course, we appreciate. Of course, speaking of Satoru-kun, that I almost forgot. Shucks, I almost forgot something because I was just fresh from Anime and Comic Fan Expo 2024 as well as OcToyBer Fest 2024. So I cosplayed as LAK Chair Majesty from Hirogan Sky Preacher, and of course, in the former and on the latter, of course, I cosplayed as Satoru-kun. Yeah, and then I get up with Unan Sabak cosplay competitions, but unfortunately, yeah, nagkaroon niya ang audio, and I think it really needs to have a part 2, but this time in a different event, a pop culture con rather. So, but nevertheless, my goodness, it's very coincidental because I already cosplayed Satoru-kun as well, and it was very coincidental that episode 36 of Wonderful was aired on during that day. It was I watched that on that con during the con, and very fortunate. It was quite tahimik naman, and I think I'm very happy to know that wala, kinikilig talaga ako. Sorry guys, but SatoIro is canon, guys. But I always wish that I would gonna be. Oh, by the way, guys. Oh, by the way, before we forget, almost forget that I just want to give a huge shout out to. First of all, we got Takuma Terashima for bringing Satoru-kun to life, and as well as Yuichi Nakamura on for Daifuku. Well, there are very cool voice actors out there. Shout out to them, and I'm really expect we can really see more of them. And oh my god, right now I'm going to miss Wonderful so much, and I think that this is gonna be a very fantastic season so far, and I do like it so much. With all my heart, it's really special. Yeah. So shall I make an announcement for our sorry. So we shall make an announcement for the NCF Open House 2024 lineup. Wow, for the very first time that I didn't actually make it a full map for the past two NCF open houses back in 2018. I think 2017 and 2018. But this 2024, we decided to include it because this is our first ever Visita Escuela in 6 years. It was the honor is supposed to be go to PN and Yama, but yeah, circumstances happened, so so it's have to be the NCF no open house now. And we're gonna bring it back yung double cosplay on the same con and event, yeah. So we're gonna bring it back for that. So I'm going to announce who I'm cosplaying as. So for the morning edition, we'll be cosplaying as Natsuko Aki from Kirihani. So this is I'm gonna the Kirihani OVA version and the live action movie version rather as well. And for the singing competition as well. And for the afternoon session of the said event, I'll be causing once more as Satoru Toyama from Wonderful Nature. Yeah. So this is for the cosplay competition, and of course I need an encore, to make up the mess that I've committed last OcToyBer Fest, and I think there should be an encore. No. So yeah, and for the promo as well, I'm going to post it as well on all the socials, all our socials as well of the Yona Kuromatoki platform. So speaking of which, yeah, don't forget to. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So don't forget to follow all the socials of the Yona Kuromatoki platform that is posted already on screen. And of course, yeah. So since it's an anniversary episode, we got to say again, thank you very much for supporting Yona Kuromatoki's interactive podcast for the past 4 years, and I do really appreciate all the episodes, all the streaming talaga. You guys are amazing. Yeah. And so maybe on the next. Oh yeah, and oh my god, I already forgot to say. And that concludes the Yona Asks as well as my NCF Open House lineup. So, what will be the next episode of Yona Kuromatoki Interactive Podcast? Well, it's a secret for now. And what topic am I gonna of course talk about? You will have to see on the next episode. Yeah, so it's a secret for now. Wow, for the first time, you have to see a secret. We're doing a secret surprise episode now, so we have to find out on the next episode. Like that. Yeah, secret for now. So, that's it. That's the time that all we have. Thank you very much for watching and listening. This is Yona signing out, and I see you all on the next Yona Kuromatoki's Interactive Podcast. Stay safe, stay kicking, and stay awesome always, guys, girls, and my things, my keepers. Happy 4th anniversary to all of us. And I'll see you all on the next episode of YKIP. Bye-bye.